my folks. Bienvenido a Un Poquito de Todo. Welcome back. Super excited to be here. It is our 10th podcast? 8th? Okay, our 8th podcast. Oh my God, 8.
That's a good number.
They say that for a podcast to be successful, you have to have a minimum of 20. Is that correct? Something like that? So we need 12 more?
Almost halfway there.
Yeah, we got it. we got it. So anyways, so un poquito de todo, a little bit of everything, I guess, if we need to translate that in English, is a podcast for everyone. And when I say everyone, yes, we're in the business of doing real estate. We're in lending. We sell homes, help buyers, sellers, investors, all that. But we're here to pretty much educate and I think talk about the real truth of what really goes on, as much as we know, as much as we can, okay? I piss off a lot of people. También es para compradores, vendedores, agentes, but it's para todo mundo. Vamos a educar de préstamos, but I want agents more than anything. We're here to kind of tell you what we see in the background, what we see on day to day. And I think it's very important that we disclose to agents that I think we all, and lenders, but and the professionals, that we kind of all go through the same shit, like the same obstacles, and we think that it's only us sometimes. So I want to really talk about this through the whole time that we do this podcast, because I think we all wake up, there's days where we're like, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And even if you've been doing this for 25 years, as we have, 5 years, 1 year. But there's days where you're like, is this really what I want to do? Is this really what I'm meant to do? And so that's something that I think we all question ourselves. So that's really what the show, I think I wanted to be, because there's days where I really don't want to do anything. There's days where I think I hate the agents, I hate the buyers, I hate the sellers, I hate my lenders.
You're burnt out. Yeah, I mean, you get burnt out.
Yeah. And then just because somebody tells you, oh my God, I sold X amount of homes, it's all perfect. In reality, I mean, no, we all definitely go through the same thing. The business it could be a little bit shady. Do you agree sometimes,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
That we come across some,
sure.
I mean, it's an awesome business. Yes. I love what I do. I surround myself with, I think, people that help us grow and help us take us to the next level. But unfortunately, I'll come across some agents and lenders in the profession, in the business, that just make you feel like you're a freaking loser. You know, even if you've done your homework, you've done it, you've paved the way. There's always an idiot out there. And I mean, and I don't want to offend anyone, but there's always someone that thinks that knows it better, or think that they know the rules better. They report you. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's kind of what I want the show to be.
Yes.
Just stuff
dive
that,
into it.
Yeah.
So,
and when I say shady, I don't want anybody to get offended. And I was telling Yvette when I told her about the show, I'm like, I really want to talk about, and this is going to be catered more to definitely the professionals. Because I don't want my buyers or sellers shouldn't even get involved. Shouldn't even know.
They shouldn't know.
Yeah, you know. But I feel that sometimes when we're fighting as agents and lenders, qualifying a buyer, and let's dive in more into the buying side. When we are qualifying buyers, there's loans out there for just about
everything.
Right?
Everything.
FHAs. There's VAs. You tell me what are programs out there?
FHA, VA, down payment assistance. We have non-QM, hard money. I mean, there's a variety of programs.
Okay, and let me ask you this. As a lender, if you have someone who wants to qualify for a down payment assistance versus maybe a 20%, they might have the 20%.
Right.
Or an FHA versus a conventional. In your eyes, as a lender, can you close them both?
Absolutely.
Can they be pretty much at the same time frames, or time frames are the same?
It's same. I mean, just because you're an FHA buyer doesn't mean that you're a less desirable buyer. You, for some reason, that program was the best type for that situation. But it's same process, same. It doesn't affect anyone negatively.
Okay, so and I'll tell you, because we get buyers, and this is, I think most agents could agree, except some one or two out there that think they're old school. I don't know. Anyways, and things evolve. Things are changing
For
too.
sure.
So we definitely need to get with the program.
Back in the day, it used to be a pain in the butt to get down payment assistance. Now it's easy.
It is, but we close them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
anyways, so buyers come to us, and we want to give them options. And some buyers, whether they have money, some of them choose to do maybe less money. Or choose to do like an FHA versus a conventional.
Right.
And a lot of you agents out there, I mean, the ones that are representing a lot of buyers, yay to my buying agents. You all, I mean, I'm sure you agree, especially when you're dealing, and I don't want to offend anyone, but Bay Area agents are I don't say the worst, but they are so damn strict. They think they know the rules. And it doesn't matter what, and that's so unethical. I mean, I think we should start reporting them. And it doesn't matter how busy you are or how many offers. At the end of the day, if you educate your seller correctly, let them decide which one is best for them, which one's going to net them the most. So we're working really hard as buyer agents, trying to get our buyers in. And sometimes when we're submitting offers, if it's an FHA and I'm competing with a conventional loan, they'll reject, blatantly, they'll reject our offer because the conventional, in their eyes, is a better loan, or because they're putting more down. And forget if you're a VA buyer.
Oh, that's the worst. And it's heartbreaking.
Right? Forget if you, they've served,
It's
they've
terrible.
helped her. They've been here representing and serve our country, and yet we can't even get them a damn loan. How do you overcome that as a lender? Because it's kind of sad.
It's very sad. It's very frustrating, and it breaks my heart, and it happens all the time.
Yeah. I've seen it from day one. I've gotten better, obviously, as the years. You know how to kind of work that around. But how do you handle that? Because the agents call you, listing agents call you, right? And ask you.
Absolutely. They will
X, Y,
call
and
me,
Z.
and I will also call them. And I will say, I introduce myself as their lender, and I go over their qualifications. They're strong buyers, served our country, wonderful family. We're ready to close. We're here to serve. We're here to help. You could do all those things, but at the end of the day, if you have an unethical agent, sometimes they feel like they can make decisions for their clients instead of, like you said, presenting all offers fairly. And it's just, honestly, I go back to new construction a lot because that's what I specialize in, and half of them end up going back to new construction because they get so frustrated on the resale market of getting rejected and inappropriate questions, things that are just, they get offended, they get upset, and they end up in new construction sometimes, or they don't even buy.
And that's a good point, because in construction, a loan is a loan. So
loan is a loan. They don't care.
You have the deposit. You
VA,
can qualify.
FHA, DPA, whatever it is. As long as you're pre-qualified, you will get in.
Yeah. So our resale agents, why is it? And that's something that who's ever out there listening, send us a message. I just want to know.
This is so important because why?
I just want to know why is it that you think that a conventional, and let's just say 20%, because I've had offers and I've had listings on the side where I have cash offers and they still don't go through. So I just want to know, as agents, tell me, why do you think, or why don't you accept one deal over the other because of the financing? That's something that I want to know. It's on the contract. That's the thing. It's on the contract that we all get to write, the Car Forms California one, and it states there's the VA, FHA, conventional. So clear, there's a section for if you want to do down payment assistance. So obviously, come on. So I want to know, what goes through your mind? Is it because you think you're not going to get that commission check at the end of? Is it really thinking about you? Are you really educating your seller? I like to know why. I represent also a lot of sellers, and going in, I educate them in different programs, but I never, ever, ever make a decision based on finance. And at the end of the day, I present, hey, this is what you're going to net.
Right.
This is what this lender said.
Timeline.
Because let me just tell you, there's some lenders out there, and even agents, that we are very, very good bullshitters.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and the lender is going to tell you whatever you want to hear at the time. And sometimes there might be certain things that are not completely ready. I'm just saying, because then why sometimes a conventional loan that puts 20, 30% down doesn't happen either.
But that's why it's important to work with an experienced agent like yourself, because you know the right questions to ask to get through the bullshit, right? It's 3 or 4 questions you can ask the lender and you'll know what's going on or not.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is you as a lender, okay, because this is what agents need as a lender. You call a lender who has a loan or a buyer who's going to put 20% down, but that's all they look at. They answer all the right questions, right? And then now we have an FHA buyer that probably has better FICOs, probably has more money in the bank. It's just probably a better client, but yet the lender answers all the right questions, but yet they go for something that they think it's the norm, because that's not the norm anymore. And not everyone has 20, 30% to put down.
And even if they do, you just said something really important, the norm. This industry fluctuates and it changes.
Oh, absolutely.
Right now, rates are high. Nobody wants to put 20% down on a home loan that they know they're going to refinance.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
So those conventional buyers are doing FHA for that reason. So you have to learn as an agent, you have to constantly evolve with the market and learn, because things do change.
Yes.
And that's the problem. These old school agents, they're stuck in their ways and they just don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know that.
And they're trained that way too, though. When I write, here from Sacramento Valley all the way to the Bay Area, real estate is done. It's done differently. Why, I don't know, but the agents are.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, they're and I sell all markets.
Yeah, you do.
So I see when I'm submitting offers over the bridge, Solano, all the way to Sacramento or Valley, you submit pretty much FHA, VA, whatever it is, and deposits. It's another thing. Your deposits could be just a 1%, sometimes just the minimum. And no one ever questions that because there's still contingencies in place. Yeah. And even if they're not, but no one ever questions. You cross over, the bridge. So you're on the now Bay Area. Yeah. And it's a whole different market. It's a whole different market. Same contract. Yeah. But then I get, this is I hate this, but in the Bay Area, this is what we're used to. Oh. Yeah, What does that mean? What does that mean? In the Bay Area, this is what we're used to. So that means you automatically have to do, which is fine. I mean, a 3% deposit. So then everything changed. 3% deposit. True or not true? 3%. I have Stephanie, one of my agents. 3% deposit, which I'm okay with. But what I'm saying is it shouldn't change. 3% deposit. They just want things differently. And one day you have to, the contract says 3 days. Everything's negotiable. But now they want a deposit within 24 hours, which means crap. Because you could always either not deposit or not remove contingencies. But that's weird. You've never noticed that?
A lot of I work in a certain area primarily, so.
But you work new homes, so it's a little different.
Yeah, I do stuff in LA too. It is a little bit different. I think Bay Area market is so unique because there's a lot. It's a hot market. We all know this. There's a lot of, tech. There's a lot of money in the Bay Area, and so maybe agents are just not as patient. They cherry pick. They just want a quick turnover.
But so you just said that you can't cherry pick.
No, you can't.
You can get so much trouble for cherry picking.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, you're steering, you're doing all kinds of stuff that
Lenders
you shouldn't.
do it too. Lenders do it too. They see something that they don't. It's la flojera, or it's a hard deal. It's a hairy deal. They'll pass it on, or they'll decline it and move on, and that's not right either. Yeah, everybody deserves a chance.
Everyone deserves a chance, and stop. It's kind of like a little bit of discriminating, I think, and not so much just the race, but just don't we sign that fair housing?
Yes.
Right. So, anyways. That's kind of what, but we all kind of are in the same situation. We're all in the same boat. And I think that we get discouraged because offers aren't getting accepted or there's multiple offers. I think we all kind of, deserve a chance here to get stuff closed. Well, anyways, but that's been kind of like my week, my last 2 weeks. I've been kind of like,
But you know what? But you're a pit bull. And so
yeah.
that's why people hire you and that's why it's important. I keep saying this.
But that's so tiring. I'm tired.
You know what, though? I'm sorry you're tired. I'm sorry you're tired. But it's part of what makes you so good, because I deal with a lot of agents, and agents make or break deals. 100%.
Oh, I agree.
100%. So it's important to have someone like you to champion and to advocate for your clients, because they need it, especially out there against all these other agents that are not as savvy or fair or whatever.
Yeah.
They need someone to help them. You're like their lawyer.
Yeah, I am. But sometimes I think you find having to fight a little bit harder, not even so much for the buyer or the seller. I think it's these against these agents that,
True.
Yeah. And then as soon as the stuff doesn't go their way, the realtors, then all of a sudden you're like the enemy. You're the worst thing, even though you got them an offer.
Yeah.
Yes, I do fight hard. I've always have. I'm all about let's get the deal accepted, and we're all going to work together to close it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know what? We're that's the goal. We want to close.
Yeah.
I want to ask you though something that. So what happens if you do write up as a lender? Okay, they qualify for both FHA, conventional. Okay, and they decide. Okay, clearly we have to disclose. We all know that. But if especially right now, the FHA rates are higher. Especially right now, rates for FHA are a little lower than
Yes,
conventional.
they are. Correct.
And with the new MI,
Correct.
it's very, very similar now,
And if
right?
you don't have a crazy 800 credit score, sometimes FHA is a better option, even if you have a good credit score.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think we've gotten away a little bit more with that. But let's just say we write offers that are conventional.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, not even, when it gets accepted, buyer sits down, signing the disclosures, and then they decide, hey, I want to do an FHA loan.